Today we are here to say no to body shaming.
I hope you enjoyed your evening as much as I did. And everyone, thank you everyone.
As a mayor, I don't know how many events I have to attend. I had 3 this morning since whole day, and I was rushing, but I couldn't miss this one because this is very close to my heart. But one thing I would like to say to all of you, all young people, that if you have a goal, don't let it go. This country gives you the opportunities to achieve that goal. ये तेरा नूर है, ये तेरा नूर है जो पड़ रहा है मेरे चेहरे पर। ये तेरा नूर है जो पड़ रहा है मेरे चेहरे पर, वरना कौन देखता मुझे इस अंधेरे में।
we don't realize that we are body shaming every day. So I'd like to welcome my panellists on board. Dr. Maha, Bhide, Rehana, Ameer, Prabhakar, Kaza. Lalit, Sharma, our next panelist. So I'm going to ask the doctor to tell us what body shaming means.
My very simple understanding is, it is a grown-up way of bullying. Very simple. It's a mind game that some people will play against the rest of us, simply to assertive themselves, simply to be the big bullies and try to establish that this territory belongs to them. That's it.
Would you agree that body shaming mostly exists in the fashion industry? Would you agree or disagree? Disagree. I'll call upon Kiran Anil. She's an entrepreneur again. Some of her outfits you saw tonight. Okay. Kiran, because you dress up people, what is your understanding of body shaming? Do you experience it in your profession?
I must say I've been a victim myself, and we women, when we give birth, we go through so many changes. And despite giving birth to a new body, we don't like our own body, and let's face it, that's true. I remember being in India, I was at one point told, sorry madam, aapki size ke kapde nahi hai mere paas. And I felt so bad. I really think there's only one body like yours, and that is you. So just wear it, be proud of who you are and what you do. And I think it's more to do with your internal beauty and how well you are emotionally, if I would put it, rather than how you look and how people perceive you. It's who you are is more important. So yeah, that's why I do sizes random till 20.
When we are growing up, our bodies change. And that's when perhaps our own perception of ourselves changes. I'm going to go back in time and I'm going to bring in Lalit, if you don't mind, to talk about your own personal story and your own personal journey.
You know how people make you self-conscious about being heavier, and it led to a point where I decided that I absolutely stopped eating, and I lost around 40 kilos, and it made me sick as well. But at a point I just didn't want to see food because of how I was told that you're fat and you don't look good and you shouldn't be doing that. But on the other way, it also gave me a strength when I said I'll lose, and because I don't look good, I will show them that I can be a model one day. And I did few things after losing weight, and that's it, I didn't continue. I just wanted to clear a point. But also, on the other hand, there is how people around you, not only for yourself, but how they can cause problems between family, in siblings especially. Having an elder sister who was not as fair as I am, so how she had to go through in India, you have to be fair, you have to be, the concept of good looking is that your skin is light. And she had to face a lot saying, oh, it should have been the other way around, he should have been your daughter and she should have been the son.
What is that one thing that attracts you to people? There was the smile, there was how somebody made them feel, what they said to them. It wasn't about what they looked like, what their size was. And that was a big, big eye-opener to me.
Pretty serious stuff to be taken seriously, in the sense that it's a question of public humiliation. A lot of people are bullied. The bigger celebrity that you are, more you're bullied because of your size, shape and weight. That's what happens to a lot of celebrities. When my wife talked about Medina, that was a major issue. Because Medina, in the beginning, there were some issues, later on some more. And it happens to a large number of people over a period of time. So like you said, people have been called skinny, so was I. I've been called fat. Yes, I'm sure a lot of people have been called fat. So life goes on this way.
But to put a medical point to the reason why things have changed, or what men like, the natural medical description is it's the waist to hip ratio, and the ideal one that suggests fertility is 0.6 to 0.7. So if your hips are bigger than your waist by a factor of say 0.3, or 1/3, then you are more likely to be fertile. And that's what historically men have been looking in women for. Fertility, propagation of their genetic stuff.
What makes me go forward is the confidence, and the beauty which I believe in is the confidence that I wear every day. I show the confidence on my face, in my body language, and that confidence is what I believe that makes you look beautiful and makes you stand out in front of the whole the male dominated political system. So for me it's only the confidence, and as madam said, the goals. The goals always keep haunting me. Yes, I need to achieve there, and what is that I need to do? And you can't be always assertive every time, and that's where being a woman, I be flexible with my behavior. I show them that I could be gentle and I could be assertive. So I take multi-faceted roles depending on the situation, and that's something someone needs to really be balanced enough to take up this sort of a varied role and face the world confidently. And confidence, I tell you, has to be nurtured with our children right from the young age, and that's something as parents I feel that's the best thing we could give our children today.
I think it's society. Media is responsible quite a lot, I think. I would congratulate France because that's the first country to say no to zero-figure models. And I think that should be followed because there are so many models, young models dying because they've got anorexia, bulimia, and so many other mental disorders as well. It's not just an eating disorder, it goes way beyond that. So I think it is a society, and I would say the change begins with me. So if I change, I can, Mahatma Gandhi said that, be the change you wish to see in the world. So if we change, and that's how we nurture our children, tomorrow's future, I think we will get there one day.
What is that one thing you'd like to change about yourself? Now I was trying to understand what is it that bothers us about ourselves and what causes that body shame. Certainly it has something to do with each of us and how we perceive our bodies and ourselves. Interestingly enough again, the responses were about, I'd like to change my temper. I'd like to be more confident. I'd like to change how quickly I get angry, how I react to situations. It was not about your weight. Again, it wasn't about the weight. So why body shaming in the first place again? Because it doesn't attract us to people. It isn't something that I'd like to change about myself, my body. But yet, it plays such an important role that we are ashamed of it.
In society, I would say adults, they have to be very careful what they speak to young minds because that's the time when they are vulnerable. They are not mature enough to take it in their stride. But I raised my hand as well on your question, and that's in the past. And if you ask me today, nothing can shake me now.
And the fundamental thing is you need to understand what your strengths are. Everyone is unique, and you need to first start embracing yourself, love yourself. The moment you start loving yourself, loving you, I'll tell you will never be bothered with whatever the comments are, and you'll only be focused, how will I be the best, how will I achieve my goals, how will I conquer the world. So that would be the kind of your thought process that you will get into.
It's so nice to be different is what I would say. So whoever you are, I think again coming back to you, it's confidence in who you are, in your roots and what you do and how you feel inside than anything else and what you wear.
You cannot hurt me without my permission. Extrapolate that to the criticism that you get. You cannot, if you call me something bad, unless I permit you, you can't hurt me.
Well, I think advertising and media shape conceptions of beauty which then everyone has to live up to. And that is not necessarily something we can fight because it's been going on and there are so many industries which are benefiting from self-doubt. And I think all of us given to body shaming is because we have this internal desire of being validated wherever we go and in whichever part of society we belong.
Big is beautiful. I think everybody's changing and we are changing. So we're going to put this message across to the world and we'll be the change.
the pressure on women or the kind of stereotyping that is done for women, that if you've crossed 30 or 35 or maybe 40, you're over and done with. Like Lalit and I were discussing in Bollywood, it's like if you're 30, so aap khatam ho gaye. So this is something else I would like to bring out, and I'm glad Lakshmi did the same. That especially aging for women is considered, and that's why we try to, there's this whole humor. The humor that comes out of this is also that women don't tell their age, men don't tell their ages. But it's very judgmental, and it's very, very detrimental to a woman's psychology and her self-confidence, because age is such a big factor. The big 40, the 40, these things also play on their mind, and you're almost made to feel that if you're of a certain age and you're a woman, you're not good enough. Your prime of your youth is done, and you should not feel so great about yourself. On the social media aspect, when you see there is a like button, and most of us, when we post pictures, we always look, oh, how many likes did we get? Oh, how many likes did that person get? I mean, that's quite a common sort of, the thought that the youngsters have. So I think this should start something from home, where we start thinking that beauty is not external appearances alone. Beauty is understanding the person, understanding their emotions, the compatibility that goes in together, the relationship, the way we build the love and the affection with the bonding that we do. It's the way the beauty is personified. If that is corrected, and if the real meaning of it is understood, I'm sure many of us would not have this sort of a situation facing today. And second thing is, you should know when to say stop to others, as Doctor said, it's giving the permission to the other person to say, to describe you, to personify you, to compare you. So it is the real meaning of beauty, and the way you give the permission to the other person to walk all over you and make you feel bad or upset about it.
When I was growing up, I was always being a chubby person anyway. I wanted to be a hostess. So I went to my mom. My mom wasn't educated at all. She could not read and write, but she was a good manager. She was a homemaker, and I was chubby. So I wanted to be an air hostess, and went to my mom. I said, I can't have so many rotis now. I want to lose my weight. She said, beta, mote ho ya duble ho. I'm going to love you as much as I always do. Whenever I speak to people, after 2 seconds, I forget what they're wearing, how they look, because I concentrate on what they're saying to me. And mostly I remember their smile. And if you're a caring personality, if you're smiling, and if you know your subject, that's what it counts. That's what brings you, gives you all the opportunities and openings. Remember that. Thank you.
Take it or leave it. Accept us the way we are, yet lead a healthy lifestyle. It's very important to be healthy. Complacence is not acceptable.